Proviron is a relatively lesser known but amazing steroid. And I know steroid could be a trigger word for some people, but it actually is quite amazing and doesn't act like regular steroids. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with that in this video, and I can guarantee you're going to be surprised why I actually even have put in a negative connotation to the word steroid, specifically this compound. Let's dive in. So as I mentioned, the compound is called Proviron, and there's three main awesome benefits of Proviron that I want to share with you that you might not have known about. Number one, it's not suppressive. Yes, a steroid is actually not suppressive. Number two, it has strong antidepressant effects, more so potentially than other steroids. Number three is non-toxic. Yes, what? Right? Steroids generally considered to be toxic and it should be avoided. So these are three amazing benefits why you should be open-minded to thinking about Proviron into the future. So what is Proviron? It's also called mesterolone or 1-methyl dihydrotestosterone. So as you can see from the name, it contains dihydrotestosterone. So it's very identical to the molecule DHT. So this is DHT right here, so which is produced from testosterone, our strongest androgen. This is Proviron, and you can see it's got a methyl group, 1-methyl dihydrotestosterone. So it's got a methyl group on position 1 of the molecule. And this modification makes it highly bioavailable into that you can absorb it orally, so you don't have to inject it. So what exactly is Proviron? It's an orally active androgen that's been used in some countries since 1966 for the treatment of hypogonadism. About 30% is excreted in the urine as 17-oxosteroid. It doesn't convert into estradiol because it's already 5-alpha produced steroid. It has a very high affinity of the human sex hormone binding globulin, and it can actually displace testosterone. So it enhances free testosterone by binding to sex hormone binding globulin instead of testosterone. Then it's also been used for masculinization, such as beard growth, height, penis size, deepened voice, help with delayed puberty. So it has a lot of benefits, similar to why other steroids have been used before, but with less side effects. So the safety of Proviron, let's just discuss this, right? Because a lot of people are like, okay, it's an oral, immediate trigger. Oral drugs are very hard on the liver. It's going to wreak havoc to your lipids. It's harmful. You should be avoiding steroids in general. But what I found extremely important is there's very little side effects to Proviron. They found no harm to the liver when they used it. It doesn't affect lipids. It doesn't increase prostate size. And number 4, it doesn't contribute to acne or the other side effects related to androgen use. So it seems like the perfect compound. It doesn't cause suppression. It has no side effect. It's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Tell me more. Glad you asked. Let's dive in. So let me show you exactly Proviron on natural testosterone production. The studies have shown that it's not suppressive in doses of 25 to 50 milligrams per day, but it might become slightly suppressive at 75 milligrams or more. Now here's a study where they used 75 milligrams daily for 6 months, and it didn't lower testosterone, as you can see here. And their testosterone was about 20 nanomole per liter, which is, I think, just below 600 nanograms per deciliter. Right, so it wasn't low, and it didn't lower their testosterone when they used 75 milligrams daily. Here was another study where they used 100 milligrams of Proviron, and that lowered testosterone from 17 to 14. So it did lower it slightly, but that drop is very insignificant, and it actually increased LH. So it wasn't suppressive on LH, it just lowered testosterone, according to the study, and this was 100 milligrams per day. So, and also, this was very interesting, it didn't lower free testosterone. Despite the fact that it slightly lowered total testosterone, it didn't lower free testosterone, right? So the testosterone, the androgen signaling is still going strong in the body. Here they did a study with 150 milligrams of Proviron for 6 weeks. And again, you can see testosterone dropped from 740 nanograms per deciliter to 660. So it dropped by almost 100 points, not exactly, but about 80 points. And then estrogen dropped from 36 to 24. So the testosterone ratio improved from 2 to 2.7. So despite the fact that it lowered testosterone, it actually improved the testosterone to estrogen ratio, right? So it might act as a slight aromatase inhibitor at doses of 150 milligrams per day. So that's the first one. The second one that I found extremely interesting, the benefit of Proviron, was the effect on mood. And there was a 1985 study comparing Proviron to a serotonin and noradrenaline reuptake inhibitor called amitriptyline. I don't know who names these things, but that does not roll off of the tongue. Anyway, it's just as effective as that drug at reducing depressive symptoms. Proviron was just as effective as that drug. And Proviron doesn't act on directly dopamine or serotonin or any of these neurotransmitters that we know of. And it has far fewer side effects than that antidepressant. So it had the same efficacy without the side effects. Amazing, right? And the benefit why it has this mood uplifting effect, because it binds to the androgen receptor and it increases DHEA significantly, right? You can see here they use Proviron. DHEA went from 211, so this was urine DHEA, and it increased to 9,943 on average. That is a massive increase in DHEA, and they speculate that it's this increase in DHEA that's responsible for the mood uplifting, libido enhancing effects. So whereas regular steroids, like if you were to inject testosterone, masteron, trenbolone, deca, whatever the case may be, it will usually lower DHEA. Whereas Proviron increased DHEA, and that's how it increased mood and libido and just general well-being. As you can see on this graph, cholesterol is converted down into DHEA. So if DHEA really increases, DHEA can convert into androstenedione, can be 5-alpha reduced to androstenedione, which can then be converted into DHT. So very often when you actually supplement DHEA, you will see that it increases DHT far more than testosterone. So it would seem that when you use DHEA, it prefers this backdoor pathway to increasing DHT instead of testosterone. And DHT is one of our strongest androgens, or it is the strongest androgen in the body. More androgen signaling, just feeling more androgenic, better mood, sexual function, all of the good stuff. So the reason why I'm looking into Proviron is because I'm considering using this as a PCT, because it's not suppressive, it has strong mood uplifting benefits, you can take it orally, you don't have to pen, and it's extremely safe. Like, it almost seems like too good to be true, right? If you use it in 25 to 50 milligrams per day, you could potentially reap most, if not all of the benefits without it being suppressive at all, not being harmful. It almost seems too good to be true. So I want to hear from you guys, those of you who have used Proviron, what has been your experience? What is the dosage you've been using? And then what exactly have you felt from it? And then if you have used other compounds, how does that compare to other compounds that you have used as well? All right, guys, so I hope you learned something new in this video, and I will check you in the next one. Cheers.